if you want to start writing some of this down, if you're not already, because now we're going to go into, write down whatever hits you. Whatever notes hit you, write down. You're basically creating your own acting book right here with your notes. And whatever I say is going to be applicable to anything you do in acting, and a lot of it's going to be applicable to what you do in life. Because I help actors discover their inner blocks or identify those blocks, and there's work to do to transform that and to free yourself up. Your primary 3 craft tools as an actor are your body, your voice, and your feelings. This is how I break it down. This is part of my thing. Your body, your voice, and your feelings. Those are the 3 main tools of you that's bringing the character to life. They're coming through you physically, vocally, and emotionally. I used to say, I do a lot of character development work, so so let's step into the shoes of our character. But nowadays, I say, let's keep our vessel clear so we can be the conduit to invite the character to come live through us to tell their story. Because at the end of the day, none of this is about us. We're merely the conduit. We're the conduit. We're the storyteller. So the characters are going to come live through us and use our body, use our voice, use our feelings. And there's a lot of cool little, writing exercises and stuff to do to how to differentiate you from the character, etc. So you know what you're bringing of you that's already there, and then what you need to craft. It's all about specificity. Specificity is vital to the work. It really is. But if you're not clear and specific at first, you start general, and then you can get specific. So now I have it broken into your craft tool care and your self and spirit care. So for your body, voice, and feelings, what kind of exercises are you doing for your body? Maybe you work out already. Okay. Are you doing voice exercises? A lot of actors who work on camera, I don't know that this is what they think. I'm assuming over the decades that this is what they think. Because we're on set, right? So there's a boom. Maybe we have the lab on our shirt. So I don't have to be very loud, right? Because everything's going to pick up on the microphone. It's right there. But what happens is you're missing a part of you. The life is inside of you. Every character you're ever going to play is already inside of you. So you need to use breath. So there's a whole thing of using your breath to connect with you. We're going to do some of those exercises today. So you're like, what is this chick talking about? I don't know. Body, voice, and feelings. Now, what are you doing to exercise your feelings? A lot of people think, I have feelings. Sure, I'm human. They know them, about them. Feelings are not intellectual. There's nothing intellectual or logical about feelings. Ultimately, this is what casting directors and directors are looking for: authenticity and vulnerability. Those are the 2 main things we're looking for: authenticity and vulnerability. You may have an idea of who you are. I guarantee I'm much older than everyone in this room, female or not. And I'm still learning about this. I know how I get cast. I know what I get called in for. I'm still working. I've been on a very long hiatus, but just recently I'm starting to come on that London and just booked. I mean, detective role. I know that I get called in for detective role. And I know what part of my personality and my essence qualifies me to be called in, why they see me that way. But the thing is, when I ask you, like, well, what's your type, which is an old school way to look at it, right? What's your type? What does that mean? It means, how are they going to stereotype you? The stereotyping is really part of the beginning of how casting worked. If you want to watch a really wonderful documentary about the evolution of casting, it's called Casting By. The main focus is on Marion Doherty, who is the casting director who literally changed single-handedly with her team, but the landscape of, the landscape of casting, of casting. So there is still a stereotype thing that happens. But I like to look at it as, look, every one of us fits a different archetype.
If you look at sales, there's 4 personality traits that salespeople work off of. And everyone fits one of those 4. Going to buy furniture, your car, timeshare, rental for the holidays. Every salesperson already has you nailed down on one of these 4 personality types, but you're still a unique individual. So with the training, you're going to start knowing how to finding how to tap into what's beneath the archetype, what's underneath the personality type, what drives you, what are your personal subtleties and nuances that are unique, literally only to you, that you want to start being open with. I had a coach who said, acting is about living private and public. So the very things, yeah, and I can't take credit for that quote, even though I'd love to, because it's brilliant and it's true. The very things that we try to hide from others in life, or from maybe some others, and sometimes even from ourselves, are the very pieces of you that are probably equal to gold in the acting world. Because every one of you, there's already your looks already working. So why should they cast you? What do you have to bring? I don't know if any of you are into astrology. I'm very into astrology, and this sounds completely bizarre, and I didn't believe it when I first heard it, and then I realized, oh my gosh, that's true. There's a lot of variables, so I'll try to do a very short version. But when you're born, right, the snapshot of the sky at the time you were born is your birth chart. So if say 2 of you are the same sign, and then you're a different sign, astrological sign, you're a different sign, and you 2 are the same sign, but you're totally different. Yeah, because there's so many other variables other than your sun. It has, so long and the short of it, where you're, not just when, the day you're born, the time you're born, and the location. And for that to happen again in that specific moment, in that specific location, even from Tampa to Melbourne is going to be different, a different chart. Over 25,000 years until someone is born again with your exact birth chart, which just sounds completely bizarre to me. But that is an example I like to use to tell you how unique you are. They're literally, you can fit all the archetypes and personality types, but you have something so specific to you that as a performer, as an artist, it is your job to bring that to the table, because no one else will ever know what that is unless you bring it. There's something you specifically do, Gustavo, that Ray can't do. It might be a specific gesture or mannerism, approach, thinking, style. Who knows? Because we're talking about not just outward, which is a lot what Hollywood is about, but for the authenticity and vulnerability, what's the inner life? And that's where a lot of actors miss out. Keep auditioning. I keep auditioning and I keep not booking, and I don't understand why, and I'm not booking anything, la, 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 la. Well, what are you bringing to the table?